Folks, this is a weird one. This is a weird episode. This is going to be a weird episode because this is the 50th anniversary. Well, 50th anniversary.
50th anniversary.
Yeah, 50 years of Fruitless.
50 years.
The 50th
Half a century of Fruitless podcasts.
God damn it. This is the 50th free episode of Fruitless, and I wanted to do some sort of celebration, and I just thought, well, we'll hang out, we'll dick around, we'll talk about it. But when I was originally planning to do this episode, I think I still kind of just thought Kamala was going to win. Like, I don't think I wish I wasn't that dumb, but I just kind of was like, well, whatever. So I kind of thought it would be like, we'd make some jokes about the libs, and then it would be that. And instead, this is just going to be kind of a bummer 50th episode.
Hey, the bad thing happened.
Hey,
the
everyone.
thing we thought wasn't going to happen a second time, well, it did.
It sure fucking did, and we're here.
I think Bernie can still pull it off.
Yeah. Well, if they don't fuck him with the super delegates again, you know.
Man, were we just talking the other day about how Ashton Kutcher is pretty
he's evil
at the heart of
the
not
COVID-19 pandemic in Iowa. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Incredible.
Yeah. No, the COVID thing was that he invested in an app and worked with our governor, Kim Reynolds, to set up testing for COVID. And so all the testing in Iowa was going through this fucking startup, an app called Test Iowa. And I mean, if you look at the COVID rates at one point or another, it was pretty embarrassing, this state, where it was just our state was bright red from COVID and all the surrounding states were not.
Oh, God.
And it was because of decisions they made related to working with Ashton Kutcher's venture capital fucking shit.
Yeah. Okay. So you were saying it was the app, and then also there was only one testing site because there was some clause that it had to be through Iowa Select
I believe
Farms.
it was Iowa Select Farms. I'll have to double check now that we're on recording. I'm getting anxious. I got these details wrong, but Ashton Kutcher played a role in fucking up Iowa's COVID response. So,
he punked y'all.
He punked us.
Yeah.
So Iowa's fucked. I mean, the election results pretty much confirmed my desire that by the end of next year, I'd like to be out of the state. So we'll see how that goes.
Where would you going?
Is Iowa exit? Is that what you would
Iowa
call
exit? Yeah. Well, I think in proper Iowa fashion, I'm going to probably be a refugee to Minnesota, which is what a lot of Iowans are talking about right now. It seems. Yeah. It's very similar to Iowa, but it's not shitty. It's not shitty Iowa.
Yeah. That's Southern Minnesota is not shitty Iowa.
Yep.
What if Iowa's good, actually?
Yeah.
Welcome to Southern Minnesota.
Okay, this is kind of bad, but I'm imagining you in Minneapolis talking to Somalian refugees and being like, I get it, man.
Yeah, man. You know Kim Reynolds? Fucking terrible, man. I feel you.
I'm a political dissident like you.
So,
no. I mean, no. My children are not enslaved by warlords in
No,
Mogadishu at all. But
no,
I sympathize.
I feel this. No, but I mean, the reason that Minneapolis is better than Des Moines is there's the presence of the Somalian immigrants in the first fucking place.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's kind of why I would prefer to be there.
Plus, you get the cool skywalks.
Yeah, that's true. What are you saying, James?
Josiah, what do you make of the Des Moines Register poll being wrong?
I have no idea. I still don't know what to make of that because, I mean, that thing hasn't been wrong since 2004, so I don't know what it is. I mean, in the Fruitless Discord, we were talking a bit about that, and I think Chris's takeaway is just that polling just isn't possible in the same way it used to be. It just really isn't able to be as accurate as it used to. And I think he might be right, but I'm not enough of a stats nerd to understand that,
How do they conduct the polls?
That's a good question. I actually don't know.
Is it via online, or is it do they call people?
That's a good question. I don't know.
So I actually have another question about that.
It was
is the stat that they haven't been wrong in a presidential election since 2004?
Yeah.
Because that's not that many presidential elections.
No, I know, but they've been scarily accurate when other polls weren't. is kind of the thing. Like they would be like right within like a point, like it was more like that. Not just that they called the winner right, but that they like called the amount right well too. So, and then even prior to 2004, it was correct prior to that too. So that was another fluke.
It's just been, that was the flub year or whatever.
I got you.
Now we got another one.
James,
James, as far as like polling, like my sister used to work for a company that did a lot of polls, and they do everything, but it is still a lot of like, they have a call center, they do in-person surveys depending. I'm sure online stuff. So I mean, they're trying to hoover up as much data as possible.
Yeah. I don't know.
But it's also like, I never get polled. Like I rarely.
I've never been. Yeah. I've never been polled.
Well, I also just don't answer unfamiliar numbers on my
true.
phone.
Yeah.
So.
Because that's what I was going to say. Because like, does it have something to do with the fact that like, our telecommunications is just fucked? Like all the calls are just like unwanted that we get. Like I
bet you're
calls
right
from like phone numbers that I don't recognize ever.
Oh, I mean that's a real problem, and that's what I can't remember what it's like. Some telecommunications act, probably like 10 years ago, basically took out a lot of consumer protections and rendered it open season. So like, your phone line is mostly garbage. That was some
your
weird email inbox is mostly garbage.
That was one of the weird random things Biden was like good about. I remember him talking about trying to do like bring back some of that, and he never did though. So
it's like,
I mean, I didn't check in with it. I don't know how that went, but I remember that from early in his presidency.
What if you ran on just making the spam calls go away?
That was unironically what I was thinking would have been really smart if he brought up, because do you know how many like old people would like be like, oh fuck yeah, I love the Dems, because they're gonna make
and their
spam
kids
calls
too,
go
so
away.
that they're not like, oh my grandma just gave away like $50,000 from my inheritance.
I think Republicans would start saying that spam calls are actually based, and that it's actually wokeness is trying to take away our spam calls.
Oh, well, it's so funny, like so much actual Republican money just comes from junk mail and spam call centers. Like they just have so many dudes in their political infrastructure that are just like, they're the ones profiting off of like making the US Postal Service and the overall telecommunications network like just unusable, because they just flood it with bullshit.
Dude, I mean, even more than phone calls, the one that is driving me most insane is my mail. Like, I remember when I checked the mail, and that meant I would get stuff that was for me and not just like 1,000 fucking advertisements and like free credit cards.
No, there's so many of these tiny ways in which American quality of life has just been slowly degraded over the past 20 years. And it's like, if you don't even have to go like in partisan, you can just be like, all right, no junk mail, no spam calls, we good?
I think most people would vote for that. Like, if you're not going to give us universal health care or whatever, like the least you could do is like make my phone work again.
Make it so I'm like comfortable answering phone calls from strange numbers again.
I'm trying to think of like a contrarian, like libertarian, free market take about like spam calls. You know, like spam messages, like that's actually free market.
You don't hear it anymore, but unironically, that was kind of a thing.
You need to get that stuff in the mail.
Yeah, unironically, really? That was kind of a thing on the internet, because because the early like inventors of spam, like the spam advertisement stuff, they considered themselves like contractors and small business owners, and they'd be like, everyone's so mean to us. And they were like mad about spam filters and shit.
That's right. They're like, right, we're on the cutting edge. This is the new advertising. We are the new Mad Men before Mad Men even existed. And then like, right, every ISP and browser company was like, we're going to make sure you don't see that shit anymore.
And so then it was like a constant arms race between the two. And that's where we're at now, is just this ongoing, like they introduce a new measure to stop it, that spammers find a new way to get around it, on and on and on, until like the last 5 years where things have gotten so bad because it seems like tech companies have just given up.
Oh yeah, it's the it's Cory Doctorow's enshittification thesis.
Yep.
All these companies made made their bones delivering like these great usable, like, do you remember when Google search was actually useful? Do you remember, like, I mean, you were just like, Google is my god king now. This is so convenient. This is so useful.
I can learn things.
And now and then it just slowly, I mean, yeah, you can't find anything. It's just advertisements and like AI generated SEO slop that takes up like the first 5 pages of search. So they needed to invent the AI assistant to trawl through all the garbage to get you the relevant information. And then half the time it's a Reddit shit post, like,
or it's just false info, just completely false. Like, random made up bullshit.
Yeah, because it's right. At a certain point, every tech boardroom and CEO realized, oh, we don't actually have to make a functional consumer product.
No.
We just have to say we are the future until a bunch of dumb guys are like, I don't want to miss
out on the future.
I don't want to miss out on the iPod. And they'll just give us money hand over fist for nothing.
You just have to convince Masayoshi Son that you're the next big thing. Then you'll get billions of dollars to float you until you finally become the dominant market player.
Man, how do I get one of these jobs where I get like millions of dollars to be wrong all the time? That'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah, and then just literally like dick around on the computer.
That'd be so cool,
just have fun on the computer. And then yell at other guys who are just trying to have fun on the computer, but they're not doing it right.
They're not doing it right, and they don't respect me enough.
I've been thinking about this thing I wanted to bring up. Have you guys seen Social AI?
No.
No, that sounds terrifying.
That sounds bad.
AI social networking site. It's basically you get your own social networking site where you get to post, and everybody likes your posts and thinks you're cool because they're all AI. And I think that's like the end game for these people is just
buying Twitter.
So, oh my god! So, like, it's just a video game. Like, it's just what if I was good at social media? The video game.
It's just like, what if I was the main character in like my own isekai anime, where I have like 99 in all my stats, and I'm not ugly anymore, and I'm cool and I'm strong, and every girl loves me. Like, I have a harem, and like, but it's social media. Reborn in a social media app as an overpowered protagonist.
Have any of you guys ever watched Tim and Eric Awesome Show?
Oh yeah.
The Adult Swim sketch show?
Yeah.
Do you remember the sketch The Internet? Like they're literally making that real. Like the sketch about where like it's basically the joke is that it's the entire internet on one CD-ROM.
Honestly.
And you put it on your computer and it has the whole internet on there, but it's not connected to anything. It's just like a facsimile of like the internet. you can just have installed on your computer. And it's just like, I don't know, it's so fascinating that like we're coming around to that being real, where like tech guys are like, well, we don't need other people. Like, we don't need the internet to actually connect to other people. We have AI now, you know.
You don't need the thing that makes human experience meaningful.
Right. Yeah. You know, it's like
like these. Yeah,
it's funny. I mean, being on record, I should not get into too much specifics, but like at my job, I had to go through like an AI training session, which was just some I don't know, way too caffeinated person basically evangelizing about the life-changing potential of AI.
Oh my god.
And then okay, so I work for a consulting firm, so a lot of it, like, their whole product is data security. And like, so it's like we literally can't use AI tools yet. Like with their because it beams all the data.
It would be a security risk.
Yeah. But they keep talking about it, and they're trying to find ways. But then it's like, I don't know. Yeah. So it was just 2 hours, and it was supposedly a training session. But then it was literally just like, AI will change your life, and then showing me something that will not change my life. It's like, it can draft an email for you, freeing you up for so many important tasks. And I'm like, okay, you saved me like half a second here, because I've never had to type. Like, it's an office. You don't have to. There's nothing that needs to be communicated that takes more than 3 sentences if you're being real, right?
Yeah.
You know,
we're not allowed to use AI. Like, it's just banned.
And that would make sense in a lawyer setting. That would be really bad.
Because it can just, and it has many times just spat out wrong cases that don't exist. Like, they're just totally made up. And one time a lawyer was arguing a case, and the judge was like, "This case that you're citing for this proposition is not real." And then it turned out that he had just written the entire thing with like ChatGPT or some shit, and he had like sanctions and stuff, and it was a big mess.
God, we live in a stupid fucking time.
No, it's I mean, maybe it's just a testament to like how effectively I've walled normies out of my life, but I'm hearing reports that an alarming number of people are now defaulting to like, why don't you just use ChatGPT to do that
instead of Google? Actually, that's the one I see. I see a lot.
Bonkers, bananas.
Don't like it.
So I mean, so like, this is just a period of this episode is just us kind of meditating on how we're in the stupidest possible timeline, and just
that's kind of it.
The depths, like the horrors. We knew there were going to be horrors no matter what, but now we get to just we just get to see like how they're going to
bask in them.
And we also get to see them with a backdrop of just the stupidest shit you've ever seen.
Oh yeah,
the dumbest guys pulling all the levers and wrecking everything.
I just think it's so cool how like higher education has like defunded the humanities in favor of STEM, and now like tech guys think that they like made computer god because like their autocorrect is too good. It's alive and like is their friend. You can talk to them. Because like the algorithm that like I guess what it like procedurally determines the most likely word that comes next in like the sequence or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's basically how it works.
That's
basically how consciousness works, I guess. That's what consciousness is.
Literally, it's like please read one book about the history of what you're doing, and people have just already thought through the countless horrible possibilities.
Just open the fucking schools already. You know what I mean? We gotta get the kids back in school.
The kids are fine. The kids are out there. They're saying skibbity. The kids are whatever. We need to take the tech entrepreneurs and put them in the schools.
In like remedial philosophy courses.
Yes. We need to hand them like a Philip K. Dick novel. They are going to read Neuromancer. I know that's not Philip K. Dick, but
they should just read fucking Frankenstein. They just need to read Frankenstein. Like, hey, remember they were in the like 19th century talking about this being a dumb idea.
You know that book you read in junior year of high school where it's like, we are the monsters. Like, it's the most basic shit. It's like, whoa.
Right. I mean, okay. Have you guys spent any time with like IT guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, okay, when you're talking about computers and they're using computers, great. You stray out of that little bubble of knowledge. They are the dumbest motherfuckers on the planet. I mean, like, just they can't even spell. They can't even spell. They can't write. They can't communicate. They're actually extremely bad at being a human in every other way. And they're just sitting around frustrated that the world is not more like the computer.
Yeah.
And these are the guys that run everything.
Yeah.
Now.
Thank God we're making them the ruling class. This is going to go well.
Right. They're not. Yeah. It's not. I mean, that's a generalization. Like, I know plenty of like totally normal IT people, but like there is a type amongst them that, they listen to Joe Rogan. They think Elon Musk is so cool. They brag about their Tesla. They have meetings where they just wave their new iPhones around. Like they're not the Ubermensch. These are like some of our worst male specimens we've ever produced as a species.
Jesus Christ! At least monarchs had to read books. Like they were expected to do that.
Remember, I've always said at least there used to be the veneer of noblesse oblige.
and it's just like Right. My feudal lord is some 27-year-old dipshit that doesn't know how to do his own laundry. That lives in a white cube and just plays Counter-Strike all day. Like I'm subject to that guy's whims. I live in this dude's preferred world. He does he hates the fact that he has a body and is waiting for the first opportunity to upload his consciousness into the internet.
This guy's goal is to be RoboCop, and we've put him in charge. This is bad.
His goal is to be Dr. Krieger from the Archer from Archer with the holographic anime wife.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
Like, right, yeah, the Monarchs, they also fucked. They fucked everything. They fucked and they read books. Those are two cool things to do.
And they fought, you know.
They fought wars.
This is taking me back to the book club episode, the most recent book club episode.
Oh yeah,
where I had weird nostalgia for like a time I've never experienced of ancient monarchies.
Yeah, Bronze Age monarchy.
Yeah. Where I was like, wow, it seems kind of nice.
Yeah, they used to clear debts.
You used to like be in community with the people around you.
They used to build canals, you know, like
we used to all get together and have a big feast and build monuments and like and get together and slaughter our neighbor.
Can we get like fucking Mencius Moldbug to write about a sun god here? See if we can change things.
I mean, I just spent time in Italy, Venice and Naples, but you go around Venice and I'm just like, man, the ruling classes, they were assholes, but at least they used to believe in something, or were at least like horny enough to drop the coin on like beautiful shit that everybody can look at, you know, like.
I wonder what that would do for our incel population if we brought back corvée labor and had them work on like big public works projects.
That's the only way forward, I think.
Like, I think if you watch too much Andrew Tate videos, they should like put you on a list, and then you get like conscripted like a month out of the year.
Yeah,
to work on,
you
like,
gotta go start pouring concrete for a highway now.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like this will be our new WPA. We'll just improve our weakest citizens with socially productive labor projects.
We're just doing Stalinism.
God damn it!
I think we can have a little bit of Stalinism as a treat.
Yeah, I keep saying I think a lot of people in our ruling class need an extended Siberian vacation.
I think that's true. I think that is true.
Yeah. I think I'd be if I became like the American Stalin, I think I'd be really good at it. And I think I'd be really nice. And I think I could be trusted with that responsibility.
Like, I do it perfectly, and I would. You know, I do all the good stuff and absolutely none of the bad.
I think I would end up being the American Khrushchev, and it would go just as well for me, I think, as I went for Khrushchev.
I don't know. I think I would also be able to increase the average caloric intake of the Soviet citizens.
There you go.
Above that of their American contemporaries.
There you go.
But,
I rewatched Death of Stalin last night. The Iannucci film. So nice. It's so fucking funny. I love that movie.
Iannucci, the only politics understander in Hollywood.
Yeah, potentially.
No, don't forget about Alex Garland.
Oh yeah, he's so he's so smart, bro.
He knows so many things.
So mind, like, I mean, I love Annihilation. That movie. I love
Annihilation. He also did he do Ex Machina too? Right?
Yeah, Ex Machina.
I really like Ex Machina. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's about it, right?
I don't know. Yeah, it's just like he's like, yeah, he's like kind of the ideal mid-intellect. Like, he's a really good short story writer, but he thinks he's a philosopher king.
Yeah. Well, and when he's, you know what, in some ways, even though he is more artistic, he's kind of like the STEM guy that when he drifts out of that, you know, because he writes sci-fi stuff about, he's good at the sci-fi stuff, you know, at Ex Machina and at, you know, like critiques of like the tech world and stuff like that, or critiques of like, you know, the sciences or whatever. But then the instant he drifts out into like Civil War or like, I mean, I haven't seen Men, but you know, his take on feminism, I assume, doesn't seem promising.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. That's I forgot he did Men. I forgot he did that one.
Yeah.
Nice. Me too.
Yeah.
Hey, no problem. Glad I could remind y'all.
I want to get around to Civil War. I have a feeling I'm gonna have some sort of weird I don't know. No, I've had friends that are like, oh no, it's actually good. I think people just were expecting it's doing something different than people were expecting. I
have also heard people say that. Yeah.
And it's
or maybe like, that he's accidentally made a good point by not being the brightest.
Yeah,
I love when that happens. I love when that happens.
Oh no, yeah. Appreciator of dumb guy cinema for sure.
Because I remember some people saying like because of his like kind of stupid politics shit that's going on in Civil War that it actually is kind of like an interesting way of like looking at the U.S. as the way the U.S. looks at like the Middle East. You know, it's like Orientalist. It's just using all the signifiers incorrect and. You know, that's an interesting premise to me. I'll have to watch it and see if that.
Right. Yeah. It's no matter what he's doing, whether it's like great or not, he's like at least good. I mean, he's I don't know. I like his shit. He's fine.
Yeah. There we go.
He's no Yanucci.
That's right.
No.
Well, maybe we formally say welcome everybody to the Fruitless 50th episode special. You are listening to Fruitless, a podcast hosted by me, Josiah Sauté. It's had 50 episodes on the free feed. That's crazy. Yeah, so this is episode 50. It's called Bittersweet 50. And if it's your first episode, it shouldn't be. Sorry to say that to you 26 minutes into the thing, but yeah, this one's just for the sickos who've been around for a while.
That's a long ass cold open.
I know, right?
Yeah.
This is a lazy episode. I don't care.
So
it's Saturday.
I did want to say this is the 50th anniversary episode of Fruitless.
Excuse me, and 50 years of Fruitless.
I want you to know that in the year that Fruitless launched, the Terracotta Army was discovered in March. Of 1974.
Are we Googling things that happened in 74 now?
Waterloo won the 1974 Eurovision. Let's
hail to Sweden.
I'm looking through the Wikipedia article. Isabel Perón was sworn in as the first female president of Argentina, replacing her sick husband Juan Perón, who dies two days later.
Well, and who can forget, you know, when I first started this show, you know, Ford, you know, taking power. That was a big weird moment. Yeah.
And Ford pardoned him.
Yeah, we made a lot of jokes about that back in the day, let me tell you.
Yeah, that was a good episode.
That was a good episode. Oh man!
And that's it. That's all that happened in 1974.
Pretty bad year. Yeah,
the troubles were going on, but and the Rubik's Cube was invented.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I of course I interviewed the.
Who could forget?
You interviewed Hungarian architecture professor Erno Rubik.
Yeah. Who could forget Rubik's Cube month?
Yeah.
It was a big day. A big month.
Every episode was just the clicks of the cube as you tried to figure it out.
It was like Christian Rock Summer. It was like us doing that, but it was just various Rubik's Cube content.
You just hear all that and just someone muttering, I can feel my brain expanding.
I'm learning.
You just hear clicks and then like, fuck.
Oh my god.
Oh man, yeah. Remember when we had to distribute the podcast on 8-track tapes?
It was hard. It was hard.
People were like, "What's a podcast?"
Yeah. Trust me, it's gonna be huge.
Yeah, it was like Back to the Future when I was like, "Oh, your kids are gonna love this." If I love this, I mean, like 10 people are going to listen to this in 2024.
Yeah, we had a huge audience in the 70s.
Yeah. It's always
Tape
sad
trading.
when a hallowed institution declines.
I know. Yeah, Fruitless is already past its golden age.
We've been it's actually so. This is who's the Russian guy that has the like shortened timeline? There's like the condensed timeline.
Oh, is it Kasparov?
Was it the new chronology
He
guy?
believed it. Yes, Kasparov was a new chronology guy, but it was I forgot.
Oh, but
the
it's
guy's
another
name.
Russian guy that invented it.
Oh, Fomenko.
Yeah.
Fomenko.
Yeah.
Okay, Anatoly Fomenko.
Yeah, and that's what actually happened to Fruitless is it got suppressed.
That's
by,
right.
By the new woke chronology.
Is that the theory where there's like multiple centuries that just weren't real?
Oh, yeah, so that
actually
that
we're
not
like
to be
living
mistaken
like the 1300s
though.
or whatever.
Not to be mistaken though, the similar one. I think you're thinking of the phantom time hypothesis.
Okay,
which was that they made up like Charlemagne and like the Carolingian. Shit, all that got made up so that whoever was Pope at the time could say that he was the Pope in the year 1000.
Yeah. So there's a lot of overlap there. There's some overlap. Yeah. Fun times.
I love
Gary
history,
Kasparov was
conspiracy theories like this.
I think he renounced it, but he was for a long time, and they let him write opinion articles for CNN. So
that's good.
Yeah,
great.
And he was good at chess and was and used to and is like Russian, I guess.
Again, we come back to the theme. Oh, sorry, go ahead. Or what was the other? What
was the other theory then?
Oh, the new chronology theory.
Yeah.
That world history prior to 1600 has been widely falsified to suit the interest of a number of different conspirators, including the Vatican, the Holy Roman Empire, and the Russian House of Romanov. And all working to obscure the true history of the world centered around a global empire called the Russian Horde.
Yeah. From World of Warcraft.
It's a very Russia specific one.
Yeah. It's very much like a Turkish history, but for like Russians. It's like
it's very good. He thinks that written history only emerged in 800. Okay, so it's even crazier than Phantom Time because it's not a couple centuries. He thinks that all the time between the Neolithic age to the early Middle Ages got condensed.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome. I'm down.
Okay.
I'm with that. That's fine. Didn't he say that like Jesus was actually a pope or like a patriarch of the Orthodox Church or something like that, or the Byzantine Church?
Yeah. Yep. He claimed the most probable prototype of the historical Jesus was Andronikos Komnenos. Lived from 1152 to 1185. The Emperor of Byzantium, yes.
Awesome.
Known for his failed reforms. I think we might have had to read about him on the most recent book club in the chapter we kind of skipped. The Byzantine chapter we were too tired to talk about.
Yes, yeah. That was a long episode.
That was
a good
long fucking episode.
But not to toot my own horn, that was my pick. But
well, there we go. Jake, you're kind of the representative of the book club episodes for today. How do you feel? We've done like how many have we done? Like 6 now?
6, yeah. It's kind of crazy. I mean, it was my first adventure into podcasting. I was sort of stepping into my genetic heritage.
Yep. As a white man. Yeah.
As a white man. And it's been really interesting. I've gotten to learn a lot of new stuff. And it's a fun time talking with you and Chris. It was kind of weird how it started, just kind of decided to get the audiobook for Basque History of the World, and then I was like posting about it in the Discord, and then got
That's right, because it was late Victorian Holocaust was the first one you were on, right? Okay, yeah. So I was like, hey, yeah, do you wanna if you're gonna read late Victorian Holocaust with us, you might as well come on and talk about it.
Yeah, and I had a copy of it, so I was like, oh yeah, sure.
Oh yeah,
and that was a huge bummer. Speaking of bummer episodes,
has there been one that hasn't been a bummer that we did?
That's
really?
True. That's a good point. That's a good point. I don't think we read like happy books.
One of us is going to have to bring something just slightly less relentless.
Yeah, because the new one's about like, it's rough.
Because it's been Basque History of the World, Late Victorian Holocaust, How Europe Underdeveloped Africa.
Yep.
Ramp Hollow, which was I didn't expect to be depressing, but ended up being depressing. Yep. Reading about farmer suicides and stuff. Then If We Burn, which is the failure of the 2010s. Also depressing. And then the most recent one, not less depressing, I would say. The most recent one being the And Forgive Them Their Debts. But it was depressing that things are worse now than they were in the Bronze Age. That was what was depressing.
Yeah. We have more treats though. I know a lot of people don't like the treats hypothesis, but
it seems to predict things well.
They don't like the term treats generally, but we do have more of them than in the Bronze Age. So
that's right.
I guess that's nice, but we also have much more debt. So fun times. And then the new book.
I haven't started it yet.
Yeah, I haven't started either. I'm bad.
That one's going to be depressing though, because it's about Algeria. That's what we're doing next. Yeah,
it's going to be. So yeah, we're just continuing the bummers. But that's fun. It's been a really good experience, and I appreciate the chance to join y'all and talk about the books and get a little bit smarter and come up with new facts with which to impress my coworkers.
Yeah, those are the episodes I tend to be most like proud of. You know what I mean? Because they're the ones that take the most fucking work.
That's true. That's true.
I put way more work into those than a lot of the other episodes. So yeah,
like late Victorian Holocaust, I think I read 3 times. Like I was just like, because I would just listen to it like on the way to and on the way home from work, and like a little bit like between working and stuff like that, and I just listened to it over and over and over again until it was just the most sad shit just burned into my brain. I tend to take like 50 pages of notes with each of those, and then I don't reread it, but I keep like going over the notes and slowly working them down until they're a manageable length. So it is kind of just rereading everything over and over and over. So those notes are a lifesaver because with my work schedule, I just don't have time to do that.
Yeah.
And so I know, and I'm sure Chris appreciates it too. But they really do. They come through, and I'm trying to pull my weight, but
I think you do.
It's a fun time.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I really like the book club episodes.
Yeah, thank you.
I like them a lot. Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah, they're the ones that I feel like I'm proud of, because I think like I like that we're making texts that I think people wouldn't always read but want to read accessible, and that's what I really like. Like, I don't think And Forgive Them Their Debts many people would read that. That is a pretty dry academic text, but I hope able to introduce people to the ideas in it, so
it's books that I would not take the time to read if I was not part of this, so I'm enjoying it.
Oh yeah.
I did want to. I'm segueing. I'm doing a segue.
Oh hell
into that's how segues are great when you just
have to draw attention to them. Yeah,
you have to be like, this is a segue, and then you proceed to talk about the new thing, which is I was listening to the newest Music Exchange episode before this. And I think I'm actually it's one of the first times where I was like, okay, I can get down with listening to both of these albums.
Yeah, we talked about this on the election stream on Tuesday. It was funny. I also like that it captures that the thing that I was hoping would happen because Jake was kind of like, yeah, a lot of time Josh's picks sound like Wall of Noise to me, and then somebody in the replies, I think it was Ben was his name, was like, completely disagree. Completely is like the other way around for him. It was like his favorites were always Josh's picks, and I'm like, that's it. That's what I want it to be, is to like.
Yeah, but I mean, I listen to like wuss rock, so like, like the most male manipulator music. So
indie emo shit. Hell yeah,
yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Would you listen to the band from Jennifer's Body?
Oh God!
Yeah, low shoulder. You're a big low shoulder guy.
No, but I will say I have to throw it down for early Maroon 5.
You know what?
Okay.
I was doing a little mild defense of that, I think, on that episode
I appreciated
too.
that. I appreciated that because Songs About Jane is very good, and even some stuff on It Won't Be Soon Before Long.
You know what? I'm gonna be the most cringe. I don't mind stuff off Overexposed even.
Okay.
Yeah.
That might be stretching my taste.
Well, I was in high school when that album came out. I think that's a fundamental difference because of that.
That'll do it.
So I have a fondness for it,
But yeah, I mean, and I do remember Payphone just getting driven into my eardrums. But yeah, and even like Harris Flowers is pretty fun. Adam Levine's band before Maroon 5, they're like kind of interesting.
It's
much more rock.
I really fucking hate it. Like after what's that album with the V? What I don't remember its name. Fucking hate that album.
Was that the one with Sugar on it?
Yeah, I think so. It also had that goddamn terrible cover of Sex and Candy, which is a song I like, so that's why I was mad about it.
The album is just called V or 5, I guess. Was it their fifth one? I don't know.
Lazy.
Yeah. Put out the big Roman numeral cover. Yeah, cool. Yeah. Tell me you're too lazy to come up with a proper title, and you're like, oh, cool. You wanna put yourself in conversation with Led Zeppelin? Yeah, try me.
Well,
the only thing is.
Well, I was gonna say, Josh. So, like, moving it to you, Josh. You've helped me find a way to finally talk about music on this show, and I've been really appreciative of that because, I really struggle with talking about music on podcasting for some reason, and we finally got there.
Yeah, it's I don't know, because it's a struggle I also have. Like, I mean, music has been really important to me, and but it's been like the one medium that has been hardest to because I over the years I've developed a lot of thoughts and opinions, but it's just like it's the one medium where it feels like the highest stakes to put out anything in writing or to put anything on the record, because it's like it's so close to people's emotions and people are so invested in things, and I don't know, it's just hard to kind of put that stuff out there.
It's like I think it's both that, because both that people have a lot of emotions tied to music, so if you like make fun of their favorite band, they'll have their feelings hurt very easily. But then on the flip side, it's like I feel like for whatever reason, more than movies, I feel more likely I'm going to accidentally be cringe with my opinion, which is silly. It is dumb, but it's like that Twitter irony brain is always fighting with me about like, oh yeah, you like emo music, that's so cringe. I don't know. I have a hard time getting past that. So I've been appreciating us doing that.
Right, like anything, and I don't know why it's. I mean, and I appreciate it too, because I mean, I don't know, forcing me to think about albums and actually like commit to opinions, or at least talk about stuff. In a way, I mean, echoing Jake with the books. I wouldn't otherwise like write this down or create a podcast on my own. I mean, that might change from here on out, but
well, you used to do Odds Place, so it's not like you didn't.
but that was never really touched music with that.
Is there like a big hardcore music podcast scene? Like, is that like
there's not none. There's
none. I mean, Axe to Grind is the one you always bring up, right?
Axe to Grind's the big one.
The guy from Drug Church, Pat Kinlan.
Yeah, and then a couple. Yeah, then there's a dude who was a label guy. I think he worked for various hardcore labels, and then another dude that is in another band that I keep forgetting. So there's an entire music podcasting world, but I've just never been interested in it. And like definitely for heavy music, but I don't know. I feel like I even feel largely alienated from the heavy music community because I feel like what attracts me to it is not the same thing as what attracts most people to it. So it's I'm finding my people, but I feel like a lot of music podcasting just isn't talking about what I want to hear about.
Yeah, I don't see people like interrogating the music on the political level like we've been trying to do as much. And I want more people to do that. I want smarter people than me to do that. I want some Mark Fisher, like hardcore Mark Fishers in the world, like when he was doing the music blog shit. I want like a hardcore Mark Fisher.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for real. Damn. Underrated as a music writer. Mark Fisher. Like him a lot. No, because it's like it's very dumb music, but I mean it's kind of getting at the lizard brain of more progressive or radical leaning people for better and worse, and it's a scene made up entirely of like misfits and weirdos and fucking roided out aggro guys. And
I have to say, like, also kind of, even though this is like kind of out of left field, I would say a thank you to Worst of All Possible Worlds, because they played a big part in me wanting to do that. Because like listening to their show, I found they did a really good episode on Stop Making Sense, and I was okay, I would like to do something equivalent to this with my own picks, and mostly because I love Stop Making Sense, so that one clicked with me. And then what I noticed was like, what I appreciate about their show was that I don't give a fuck about musical theater, but they would get me to understand what they like about musical theater with their episodes. And that was the thing I started to do, started to think was like, okay, maybe I can do this with like hardcore or with the kinds of music I like, where it's like, okay, we'll try to help people understand what people like about it at the very least, or like what we get out of this. And so, like when I met AJ in person in August, he'd actually made that comment. He had said like he appreciated it because it's not the type of music he likes to listen to, but we did a good job helping him understand why people like it. And so I really appreciated that,
Yeah, it's oh man, yeah, it's so dope because like I mean, especially being a heavy music enjoyer, you're putting yourself in, there's a ton of us out there, but you're putting yourself in kind of a minority, and you feel embattled as every normal person you run into like calls your blackened hardcore screamo, and you get really mad about it. And,
I'm being attacked on this podcast. I'm being attacked.
This isn't real Scrams, you frickin' idiot. This doesn't sound like Jerome's Dream or Orchid.
This is grindcore, you fucker.
This is. I actually think it's a generally good practice not to call any type of music screamo, because you're probably wrong.
That's probably a good thing. Unless the band identifies themselves as that, just don't use that term.
It's so fun because it's like I totally get it. Like if you're not initiated into like the extreme music scene in any stripe, like if you're not getting out of rock and roll at all, like it makes sense. You hear the term screamo and you think, oh, that's any music with screaming in it.
Yeah.
That I totally get it. It makes sense, but it's like it is
like, all. No, but it's the mixture of scream and emo.
It's like it's such right. No, it comes. It's such a specific thing in a specific context that when you remove it, like it's that. But it's like it's so perfectly calibrated because it's like there's an entire variety of different types of screaming. Like it's an science in and of itself, and it goes and it can be, you know, and any number of guitar tone goes under it, any number of tempo or because it's like it's so funny, like in these different scenes you kind of get different bands coming to the same conclusions from completely different sides of the spectrum. So it's like there'll be screamo albums that sound indistinguishable from like an early 90s Norwegian black metal album, like but it's just like it's coming out of a completely different heritage, but it ends up sounding almost exactly the same.
It's kind of like grindcore and power violence.
There's
like they're basically the same thing. It's like one's like, okay, this is like metal, like this is like death metal influenced hardcore, and it's like, no, this is hardcore influenced death metal. It's like there's a difference,
right? It's like it's whichever one you're kind of putting on top of the sandwich, and like, okay, are we turning the bass way up, or do we just not have a bassist at all? Are we doing this kind of blast beat but not this kind of blast beat? And then you put on what Magruder Grind or a fucking like Man is the Bastard to different people, and to be like, is this screamo? I don't know, but it's funny. So it's like, I mean, I guess steering a bit away from heavy music, but it's like, it's great to kind of, you know, put some of that stuff out there. And like, I mean, to get into this shit, you kind of have to have a sense of humor about it. And it's, but like early on is like, you know, when it's such a core part of your identity, it's like these fine differences do matter. And so much of the enjoyment comes out of like getting into flame wars on the Metal Archives forums over, you know, is this thrash band too gay? Or something like
I used to work with a guy who we would when we were working in the back room at my job, he would put on like metal on his Bluetooth speaker. He'd play like Arch Enemy and like Children of Bodom and stuff, and I would always refer to it as spooky Halloween music, and he would get so mad he would leave the room. Dude, even though he knew that I liked it and I wasn't being serious,
you're like, it's not. It's like,
I'm like, yeah, this is the part of the song where the scary skeleton pops out of the jack-o'-lantern, and then he gets chased around by a witch and a Frankenstein, and he'd be like, he'd just leave the room. He'd be so mad.
It's melodic death metal. It's melodic death metal.
No, it was so funny, like especially like me being in, you know, growing up in the real metalcore era, you know, like we you know, James, Josh and I talked about on the Chariot episode, you know, and I considered myself more coming out of like punk and shit and then getting into heavier music. And it was so funny because I remember my dad at the time, you know, when I was into that heavier music, especially being like, you know, you metal guys think you invented screaming in music, but actually it was punk. And I remember just staring at him baffled because I'm like, Dad, I'm a punk guy. That's like, I understand the collision has happened now that it sounds like that's not the case, but I listened to like one metal band.
You know, it's so weird how there is animosity, because it's like at a certain point, like there's not no metal in punk anymore, and there's not no punk in metal anymore. Like they're all influenced. This is why the music exchange mantra has started to become that genre is fake, you know? Yeah, it's all one thing. Like is it guitar music or is it not guitar music? Like because all these guys are listening to each other too. Like most of the people who are making the music aren't really thinking about it. We talked about like Sean Bonnet has a Man is the Bastard reference in Christmas Island, you know, like he's listening to that shit too. Right. And then when I don't know, it's something that's always funny to me is the disconnect between like sort of the pure music consumer, like somebody who just consumes the music, and then like I guess like media coverage of musicians as celebrities rather than as musicians. So I don't know, people who, you know, have the music seem very interested in the band, but their interest kind of stops at like the logistics of how a working band works, either at the stadium level or the touring level. And yeah, I mean the it's just one thing hypothesis comes out of, because it's like, okay, we can talk about genre, but these are all rock musicians at the end of the day.
Yeah.
These are all guys playing electric guitars, playing rock influenced music. So yeah, it's all just one thing. It's just like, okay, what? But then there's this infinite variation within it, because then it becomes like, okay, we're playing electric guitar rock. Okay, how loud is the amplifier? What pedals are you using? Like what what kind of pickups are in your guitar? Like, are your knobs dimed? Or like what goofy thing have you done to your instrument to make it sound insane? Like
oh yeah,
and
back in my day, we just put it on insane on the line 6 and step on the MT or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, back in my day, we just used to hit that boss metal
zone. We just hit the metal zone, and
I am a proud proprietor of a metal zone, and I just did some no solder mods, and I kicked it back a stage of development. It's the Stone Zone now.
There we go.
It sounds so stupid, and I've got it running into a PV. Like it's.
Did you? So what did the mod do? Because my experience with a metal zone is that it's impossible to make it not tinny as fuck.
Oh yeah, no, it's right. So with no mods, it's actually a pretty usable pedal. You just can't use any of the distortion because it's more gain. Like yeah. I mean, it's
that's fair.
It's Boss trying to put like a PV 5150 in a stomp box, right? So it's just got. So the problem is, you look at the thing and you see distortion. It's like, yeah, I want all of that, and it's like only about the first half of the knob. Like that's about as usable as it is. Otherwise, it just turns it into mud after that.
I love when a guitar pedal is like totally unusable after certain settings. Like it's I know that's subjective, but there are times where it's like, if I turn this past a certain level, it's just gonna sound like nothing. Like certain delay, like certain reverb stuff, it's like, this is just, there's just nothing here except an echo, which there's no guitar sound coming out. It's just like a warble, which is fine. I mean, you can make some cool sounds, but like, I think it's interesting the extremes that you can create. I'm looking at my sometimes I feel like I should unplug my pedal board and not leave it constantly plugged in. But I'm wondering when the LEDs are finally going to burn out.
Yeah. Oh man, Jake, did not know you were a guitar guy. Excellent.
I actually didn't either. This has been
is amazing.
A little bit. I haven't played in a while since really getting into my job, but in law school I was a worship guitarist.
Oh, hell yeah.
That'll do it. Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
But really what I wanted to play was stuff like the 1975 and like pop funk and then I got into my emo phase and all that, playing that stuff. But what my pedals were geared toward was making big swells.
Yeah.
And doing that stuff and like doing the clean break, like the slightly broken up clean tone. Like you were saying, you were saying, like, I don't care about your broken up clean tone.
Yeah.
If you want, episode.
If you want.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do like an American football episode or something.
God, I kid. I was actually I was with a friend earlier today, and we went up to a guitar shop, was having a boutique pedal day, and they had a bunch of like boutique pedal guys showing off the pedals that they made. Nice. It was super dope. And of course I went and just bought a tube screamer because I needed a tube screamer. And I do not
pedals
have...
all distortion, all usable overdrive pedals are just tube screamers or blues breakers.
Yep.
And that's
choose your team. It was so funny. Like so it's boutique pedal day, and it was like there was now I'm kind of like okay, I've been just thinking, I need a tube screamer. I need a freaking tube screamer. I've never had a tube screamer, and it's gonna fix my life, right? The tube screamer.
There are pedals that just will fix your whole life.
And it's like, because I'm just like, I'm seeing what the pieces of my rig are and what I'm going for, and I'm like, a tube screamer is not gonna hurt. A tube screamer is probably gonna help. That was that. So then it's like you get there. And then you just hear all this stuff that costs about 4 times as much as you can justify as somebody who makes no money on this shit. Right. And then I'm just sitting there agonizing. Do I get the tube screamer, or do I spend a little bit more to get the boutique Earthquaker Devices take on a tube screamer?
Okay, but Earthquaker Devices is sick.
I know. I'm like,
so cool.
I know. They really are. And it's just like, and it's ultimately, it was just like $40 more, but then it goes above 100. Right. And it's just I can't justify that to myself. Anyway, but it was just like, where was I even going with this?
You're saying you don't hate clean tones,
I don't hate clean. That's where, sorry, I got stuck back in the Chicago Music Exchange. All to say,
that's okay. I'm very jealous that you have direct access, like live access to CME.
I just get on the bus, dude.
Like
I just get on the bus and I'm there.
That kills me. And back in Nashville, when I was back in Nashville, it was a lot easier to access like music stuff like that.
For sure, yeah.
But out in Delaware, they don't really have that stuff. I did, and I do want to make an addition. I know I said Tube Screamer or Blues Breaker before anyone gets in the comments flaming. There's also the Klon.
The Klon,
third type of overdrive.
Yeah. So I was gonna say I do.
The OCD is the OCD another one is that a Tube Screamer?
The OCD is so good. The OCD.
It's too bad the guy. It's too bad the OCD guy, the full tone guy, is like a huge Trump guy.
Oh, that sucks ass.
Yeah. He's like a huge piece.
I think it is depressing how many just rock and roll and guitar guys are conservatives.
Oh yeah,
it's
the new punk.
Because it's one of the guitar music hardware. I feel like is one of the few industries where the small business owner still kind of reigns supreme, because the guys with the actual money want bespoke equipment. They don't normally want mass produced stuff or there are enough. I mean, especially with, guitars or pedals, you'll everybody just plugs directly into the board these days. Everybody's like, oh, Sims are good enough. Let's do this. But it's like, okay, you're going to want, there's a big market for custom, bespoke, limited production run instruments and pedals and stuff.
Unfortunately, I am the demographic. I am the lawyer at the guitar shop.
So
I am the stereotypical guy with disposable income that goes to the guitar shop.
So I get to live vicariously. So I said I work for a consulting firm. So I'm not a consultant, by the grace of God. I'm the facilities guy at the consulting firm. You buy
the treats.
I get the treats. I'm the treats guy at the consulting firm. I mean, I've started respecting myself, and the way I conceive my job is it's a pyramid. At the base is health and safety. The next thing is is everybody's desk and chair and computer working, and then it's okay, then we get the treats and the coffee, but all I hear about is treats and coffee. That's literally all I hear about from everybody all
despite
day,
doing all the other work as well,
despite having to do things that are very important to the core functioning of an office. All I hear about is treats and candy. So my buddy, I met him there. He is one of the consultants. He has a PhD, and he also loves hardcore music, loves heavy music, and it took way too long for us to kind of find each other. But so he has the disposable income. So married guy with responsibilities, going, oh, I was a good boy this month. I can buy some new strings. I'm tagging along. Yeah, I needed a new pair of strings. And then
only two. You just need a pair.
And it's just Right. So he's a PhD working for a consulting firm. So yeah, every time we go to the Chicago Music Exchange, like half the time he's walking out with a new guitar.
Oh God!
So
God. Well, I'm not doing that. I don't want to act like I'm like
no,
in the Fender custom shop. But like,
oh no, right? But it's like you can get the PRS SE without blinking an eye. Probably, like not every other week.
It wouldn't be smart, but
right?
I could do it. That's an okay guitar. Yeah.
Well. So anyway, but yeah, so it's like I bought my Tomb Screamer on Boutique Pedal Day. Then I stopped by his place before coming home to pick up. He's entrusting a Proco Rat that breaks down sometimes in my care. But I got to play. He has a Fender custom shop.
I used to have a Rat. I love Rat.
The Rat is awesome.
I'm very excited to have a Tube Screamer and a Rat on my desk and getting them on the board as soon as possible.
The Rat. I'm sorry, I'm interrupting your story again. The Rat is actually responsible for one of my. I'm pretty sure it's a Rat. One of my favorite tones is the distortion, the crunch on "Trouble Will Find Me" by The National.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got to do a national. I got to pick out a national album for Music Exchange.
Well, back when I was in college and I was a libertarian, I was working at an ice cream shop. At an ice cream shop. I didn't like go around telling people I was a libertarian. One of my coworkers who was in the DIY music scene, I probably mentioned him before, but he he just walks up to me and goes, my name's Jake. I'm a libertarian and I listen to The National. And I was like, damn it. I've been owned.
Yeah.
I was like, how can I come back from that?
Oh, when I was going through my divorce, friend of the show, Francis, sent me a Hard Times article that was called "Divorced Friend Going to the National Show Tonight." So I've been owned by that too.
That's incredible. But it's an incredible guitar tone. That album is great.
It's very good. Josh.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry.
Closing the parentheses there.
All that to say, I got way too excited about guitar pedals. But yeah, stopped at my friend's place. He has like a custom shop Strat because he is that guy.
Awesome.
And he just recently acquired like the Fender Princeton Reverb, but it's the digital one, so it doesn't weigh 50 million pounds.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's like the Sim's perfect. It's an official Fender product. Like it sounds great.
Yeah.
So it's that, and then like he has a clone. And
awesome.
And a bunch of other stuff. And I was just like playing around on the neck pickup, and I'm like, damn, you don't need anything other than that. Like it just works. It just works. It's just like that. Okay, this is the electric guitar. This is all you need. So I don't know. Yeah, I could be. I appreciate it. I mean, I am a high gain guy at the end of the day, but you don't get there without that. Either.
Yeah.
It's the basis.
To do a graceless transition, just so we hit up lots of subjects here. You brought up, Jake, that you were playing as a worship leader, right, or a worship band or whatever.
Yeah. I was in the band. Yeah.
There we go. So, hey, Josh, you've done in the last 50 episodes 2 different evangelicalism months with me.
Yep. Sure.
So how do you feel that we've interrogated that so much?
I mean, I think we need to do more. I think we're only scratching the surface here.
Well, we're primed for a big discussion of it because it's in the zeitgeist.
50 more.
Like, okay, this is, I mean, not trying for it to be a digression, but the general feeling of this year especially is that like a lot of people and ideas and stuff I thought would just be safely in the waste bin of history have become national news. So it's like, it's like, okay, I'm struggling to think of like a particular evangelical figure, but okay, I mean Matt Walsh is good enough. So it's like, okay, we've got like Matt Walsh, Mencius Moldbug, and a few other guys. It's all like, oh, you know, I'm seeing their shit in like 2014, 2015 and going like, oh, we're gonna move past this real quick. Like these guys are
these are just freaks of this weird moment.
Yeah, these are freaks in a dying subculture. I'm just not gonna have to worry about it. And now we are.
Just a quick thing. Felix brought up James Dobson in the most recent Chapo episode.
God,
oh my God!
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
those two worlds shouldn't meet.
I know, right? But it was always funny to me that, like, but I mean, that's the thing. Like, Rod Dreher. Okay, Rod Dreher is a great.
They're obsessed with them.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Rod Dreher. You know, so I thought he was going nowhere because, you know, I went to like a shitty like non-denominational Reed Baptist college in West Michigan, and Rod Dreher was a chapel speaker one day. Whoa, and it's like my, you know, I barely registered it. Like, I know I sat in that chapel and I'm like, oh, that's this guy. And it was only like later that I realized, oh shit, that's Rod Dreher. And then it's like, I'm listening to Chapo Trap House in 2015, 2016. And they, you know, all of a sudden it becomes like Rod Dreher becomes this recurring character in the Chapo verse. And I'm like, oh fuck, this is this nerd that spoke in chapel. You know, in like 2012.
That's incredible.
You know, so it's just all this stuff that like I'm just realizing, like, you know, I thought like my college years were just spent in this Christian backwater in this world that's going away. I thought, you know, I was going to move past it, that it wouldn't come back, and it's like, oh, I betrayed the winning team, it turns out. I was signed to the Patriots and I went out and looked for a better deal, you know? I mean, that's also aging.
It's time for the Fruitless pivot to conservative grift podcast.
It's coming.
Have you considered that our nation needs less people in it,
dude?
Fewer people.
When I was like
correct,
just graduated from high school before I went to college, and I was like trying to be a writer but couldn't ever get anywhere with it. Somebody I knew who I was friends with at the time was just getting started as a conservative writer and offered me the ability to write conservative listicles. And at the time I was like a apolitical libertarian, kind of leaving it. And so I just was like, I cannot think of something I would less rather do. That person writes for a magazine now and shit. It's like, oh man.
And I should have stayed in the college Republicans.
God damn it, man.
I should have done
it's like we merely, for the low price of one human soul, we too could have had careers in legacy media.
Yeah. Let me just betray all of my loved ones and all of my friends and human beings in my community for mammon, essentially.
Yeah.
But okay, I do need to step away for just like a few minutes. I gotta take my dogs out, so I don't know if you want to make a mark at this time in the recording to cut this, but me saying I'm taking my dogs out.
Okay, cool.
But,
are you good if we just keep chatting?
In.
Go for it. Oh yeah, it's staying in, and Bernard and Basil, I'm going to take them out. So
okay, sounds good.
Have a good walk, Bernard and Basil.
I'll be right back.
You're good boys.
I'll tell them you said that.
Wonderful.
Well, James, you also you've helped out with the kind of the evangelicalism stuff, because you did the Chariot episode, and then also you introduced me to Jason Kirk and Hell's World Without You, which was very much your doing. Like I was not going to get around to reading that. Probably I'm terrible at getting around to reading, and it was your consistently texting me being like, have you read it yet? You read it yet? That finally got me to do it, and then get Jason Kirk on. So I really appreciate you pushing for that.
Yeah. I like bothering you to consume pieces of media. It's fun.
You introduced me to Worst of All Possible Worlds as well, which has been, probably any listeners to this that don't come from the Mammonburg world are probably Worst of All Possible Worlds listeners who came over here. So
would you say that would be a fruitful relationship?
It sure was. It has been.
Bro, that's awesome.
Yeah. So you've helped out a lot, James. Yeah. I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think you do have the highest success rate in bullying Josiah into like watching television shows.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I mean, we haven't
figured
talked
out
about
you figured out the
Gemstone
hack
series.
You figured out the hack, which is pitch Josiah on a podcast episode, and he will watch the TV show you've been pestering him about.
Yep. James and Jackal are the ones that finally figured that out, because Jackal also got me to watch Scavenger's Reign. Doing that as well.
Oh yeah. That's a good ass show, man. I hope that they keep making them.
It has not been renewed by Netflix. I don't think that means it's the end of the show, but it does mean I think they're going to have to look elsewhere to find the funding. And it's a bummer because they went ahead and just released what was like, here's a trailer of all what would be on it if we could make it. And it was like, it all looked awesome. It was amazing animation. It's just, fuck, man.
Yeah, because they kind of set it up for another season at the end of it.
It's set up perfectly for it. Yeah. Yeah, it's a bummer.
I don't know. I just love this sort of like Rube Goldberg ass world that it takes place in. It just like has like this sort of ecology that just like is incomprehensible to you.
Yeah. It's that real like new weird Jeff Vandermeer kind of like ecological horror kind of thing, but it like works in this like Rube Goldberg machine way, like you said. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah. I need to finish it, but yeah, just agreeing that Scavenger's Reigns rips.
It's so good.
Yeah. You make a lot of references to things that I don't really know what the heck you're talking about, Josiah. My only point of reference is early 2000s Adult Swim shows and metalcore bands from 1995. That's the only thing I really know about.
That's all good.
You're like always reading books and shit. Come on, making me feel like I'm some kind of asshole.
Dude, I need to. I'll need to do more metalcore references. Throw that out. One per episode.
Yeah, I don't know. So, I really hate the realignment of the Republicans becoming the party of the working class, illiterate, hog Americans, because I think we need like more Big Bill Haywoods.
Yeah.
More illiterate sons of the heartland. Who just like
that was
big oafs.
That was the Stavros thing that I always appreciated. Was he was like, he's here to represent. You can be a dumbass and be a socialist, and I appreciate that. I feel like we need more of that.
Well, that was kind of the promise of the Chapo thing before it kind of became something else. But yeah, you had like, okay, this is a left-ish politics podcast that is doing the Rogan thing, but actually good.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it's another reason to hate the Democrats, because it's the party of the lanyard chasing overachiever theater kid.
Yeah,
little homework doers.
Yeah, little teachers' pets. I mean, it's right. The barrier to entry in having good politics shouldn't be reading a stack of theory before you're allowed to attend a meeting. Like, right. It's because there's a sense in which leftist politics kind of comes from like some of the earliest lessons you learn in childhood, like, be kind, share, wait your turn, like these basics of living in community. Like the reason left,
it shouldn't have to be complicated. Yeah.
Right. It's just like, what if we, there's, you don't need to go through all the material and historical analysis. You can just go like, this is a society that rewards being cruel to each other. Why not be kind? And just like, get it. Because I don't know, dumb people deserve to participate too.
Yeah.
Like dumb guys deserve to have good politics too.
Yeah.
And it's, I mean, right, and I think there are stratums of leftism that can definitely appeal there, but I mean the barrier to entry again is like going through the scowling school marms of the Democratic Party to even get to it.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, I'm not actually that dumb. I just like to keep conversations easy. So I hide my true level intellect behind layers of irony.
Yeah.
Which is my intellect, my brain big as hell. You better believe me.
Actually, James is mega mind.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like I have like my attention span's been like shot to hell. So I haven't been like actually like sitting down and like reading.
Yeah,
shit.
That's the condition. I mean, either through some combination. Go for it.
Marx's Capital Volume 1 is on Spotify. That's FYI. It's a 31-hour
there we go.
audio file. If you want to sit down and listen to that.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I'm
just is it the attention span? It's got to be some combination of phone scroll, COVID, the American diet.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like I'm 35, so its decline is setting in all of its ways. So it's like in general, harder to pay attention to things.
I've been feeling that too. I mean, that's part of why I really appreciate the book club episodes, is more that it forces me to do kind of shit that I used to do in college, you know.
And it's just like, right, it was a muscle, and it was easier back then because we had less shit distracting us.
Yeah.
Like there was, I did not have access to a screen 24/7 back then. I had a flip phone, god dang it.
There's this book I have on my shelf, Anointed with Oil by Darren Dochuk. Which is
I've been meaning to. That's on my list too, bro.
But I've been like cracked it open, and I read like the first chapter, which is like it goes over the discovery of oil in Western Pennsylvania during the Civil War, and I'm like, this shit's boring. I don't care about this at all. So, and it's like I probably could just skip forward to like the chapter where he starts talking about like stuff that I actually am interested in, but I feel like I might miss out on some of the lore.
You got to get the oil lore. Yeah,
you need all that. You need all that oil lore.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I could recommend it yet. It might be a good book club episode. I don't know, but it's really.
Magnificast did it. They interviewed the author.
Oh really?
Yeah? So there's there's a Magnificast on Anointed with Oil.
Sick.
Cool. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess that's not just. I'm not saying you can't do a book club episode on it.
Because then,
because it's
then I can get the gist of it.
Yeah,
and then I don't have to read it.
Yeah, for sure.
Get the general idea.
Yeah. Why would you read a book? Just listen to a TED Talk.
That's right. Yeah.
That the quote by the student at the head of your class.
Yeah. Man, we're cooked. Like as a species, like it's over, man. Like I don't know. I think in like 20 years, literally, like being able to read is going to be like a specialized skill.
Idiocracy.
Yeah. Well,
it wasn't
at the time. It was called a comedy.
Yeah, but now the way our society is going,
more and more.
I think it might be a documentary. Folks,
I'm so glad that we were able to turn that reoccurring joke, James, into an episode. I'm so happy.
I think that's one of the best episodes I've been on.
Oh yeah,
because I actually
love that
notes.
one.
I took notes for that one, which is really funny that that's the only movie I've ever taken notes for is watching Mike Judge's Idiocracy.
What kind of funny? Idiocracy bad. Silicon Valley very good.
Mm-hmm.
I still need to watch it.
A better explication of the ways in which we are fucked as a species.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, and as we said on the episode, to underline, Idiocracy, bad politics, very funny too, though. Like it is still a very funny movie.
Yeah, I will defend Idiocracy being a funny movie. I think it's got plenty of good gags.
It's a good watch. Yeah, it's just like you can't go in saying like, this is the new 1984, right?
Well, I think Idiocracy has kind of a weird classism that isn't really present in any of Mike Judge's other works.
Which
makes me wonder how much of it's sort of like nasty worldview comes from Eitan Cohen, his co-writer.
Oh, right.
Who happens to be an Israeli filmmaker. So, it's kind of makes you wonder, like, oh, and you're making a movie about too many undesirables breeding. That's very interesting for an Israeli to write.
Yeah, because you think about it, even like, I don't know, like Beavis and Butthead has a lot more humanity and class consciousness to it, right? Like, you know, the reason like King of the Hill is so good and ran for so long, I mean, is because it's like deeply sympathetic to people who are kind of dumb.
Yeah.
King, I gotta be real. King of the Hill is a pretty goated adult comedy.
Oh yeah,
adult.
I love King of the Hill.
So good.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there should be more King of the Hills and less shows about what if like a cartoon animal was like had depression and had to go to therapy. I think they should just bring back shows about like middle class dad and and his awful, terrible son.
I think you're right.
Bobby's doing his best.
Yeah, no, I mean he's not terrible. He just like, I don't know. He's just like doesn't understand him at all.
Would you say that something's not right with that boy?
I would say that.
That boy's not right is what I'm getting at.
Yeah. That boy ain't right. Yeah.
How's your little walk, Jake?
It was nice. They were quick. They were quick about their business. So
that's good.
Just needed to take them out before the night.
Well, now I can't edit out him saying that.
I know.
Did you enjoy the crisp fall air?
It is nice. The mid-Atlantic fall is currently quite nice.
Ooh. I got the window open right now to enjoy the nice Midwestern autumn, I guess.
Yeah,
nice.
Man, it was just on the side of hoodie and shorts weather today. And that is warming my Midwestern heart.
Hell yeah.
The John Fetterman outfit.
Dress code. Absolutely.
Yeah, whatever happened to that guy?
I thought he was the future of labor politics or something.
If I remember correctly, he supports Medicare for all and wants to legalize weed, and that's all.
That's all I remember.
That's it. That's his politics.
Does he have other entire deal?
I like how, and I mean, I'm very ashamed of this, but I remember like thinking like, okay, so Fetterman, he's bad on Israel, but every, Democratic with 3K politician is bad on Israel. It's like, you got to take the good with the bad. And then you find out that like, no, actually, Israel is like the only thing. Like that's the whole thing. That's all he's about, really.
Yeah. That was how Gavin Aronson and Justin Comer put it when I had them on the show too, where they were like, or I think it was Justin who was like, it was like I had said like, it was nice, like I liked him in the beginning, and then it was just like, oh, he's bad on this one thing, and then Justin was like, and then that became his only fucking thing. Yeah,
and just to be clear, that one thing is ethnic cleansing. So maybe I don't know. That's the thing. Maybe don't. That's something you probably shouldn't overlook. That's not like a little oopsie daisy.
Well, it was like, in my mind, it was like it's just local. It's just he's a local politician. He's a state politician. This can't possibly be that big of a deal. And then it became the deal. And and you're right. It was ethnic cleansing. It shouldn't have been something I ever overlooked.
Yeah.
And that's a bummer.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guilty of it too.
I knew nothing. I literally knew nothing about the Israel stuff at the time. I was just like, oh, this guy wears a hoodie and likes Medicare for all and weed.
Yeah.
That's so literally all I knew about him.
To tie back to what I was saying earlier, we need like 1,000 non-evil John Fettermans. Like we need like 1,000 big fat oafs who wear shorts in the winter and hoodies.
That's right. That's what it should be.
To tell average Americans that your boss is your enemy.
Yes.
Like that's the main thing. That's what's going to break through to them.
Yeah.
Not some lanyard fucking dork saying that we need like Pell Grants for small business owners.
You need to pay homage to teacher and you will be rewarded. Do your homework, fill out your paperwork, let us means test you. Let us gauge exactly how you are worthy, and only then will you be saved.
Man, I fucking love going on the marketplace to look for healthcare. I love I love comparing plans and trying to find the one that works best for me.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is a thing though, is like I do think that a lot of older Republicans who have like decent health care, either because they're old enough they're getting Medicare now, or they're they have a good workplace where they're able to do that, genuinely think Obamacare is a public option and don't understand that doesn't exist. Because I have had that conversation multiple times with people like Episcopalian boomers or older, and they're not even mean spirited about it. They just are stunned all of a sudden when they're like, wait, what? You have to pay a bunch of money for your health care? Like for your ACA care?
Yeah, it was literally a big handout to insurance companies. That's all we got.
I try to explain to people that, like, okay, I get it. A lot of people that didn't have insurance got insurance, and that's good, right? That's a good thing. Yeah,
it's better that happened than didn't happen. Sure,
but it was on the whole one of the worst decisions in the long term that you could come up with. Like the ultimate Republican plan of just capturing this market within the hands of a few large private companies. Like, it's insane. Literally a Heritage Foundation plan.
Yeah, wasn't it like Romney Care? Was it like Romney's plan?
It was. Yep. It was, and it was designed by the Heritage Foundation.
Jesus, man! What do we do? The authors of Project 2025. This is so fucking weird, right? Right, that's Heritage Foundation, right? They did Project 2025 this time around, right?
They sure
so
did.
Like, this is what's so crazy. This is the world we are living in, where the Democrats represent an older Heritage Foundation policy, and the Republicans represent a new Heritage Foundation policy. That's the world we live in now.
But this is what makes me laugh, because then like Matt Iglesias will be like, actually the Democrats would be pretty progressive in Europe. They would be a progressive. They would be a progressive party in Europe.
No, just because they also like don't like. Well, I was gonna say just because they don't want to genocide immigrants, but that's not even necessarily true.
They love
that
shit.
Around.
They love. They love that shit now.
They're just not because I would have said prior to this election. Okay, so the Democrat they're just slightly less racist than other centrist parties in Europe, but that's not even necessarily true.
Even the left parties in Europe are racist as fuck.
Yeah, that.
But for a long time, Matt Iglesias' big thing was like, actually, the Democrats' policies are like center left in or more progressive than left parties in Europe. And I was like, shut the fuck up.
No, they have healthcare.
It's not true.
Fuck off.
It's not true.
That's not true.
They have healthcare, and I guess you could point to there's one country who does it similarly to us, and it's the Netherlands, but it's so incredibly regulated that it's still cheap. Yeah, that healthcare is still cheap. It's fucking bullshit that we literally, our healthcare system is a conservative think tank white paper.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
and then, cool. And then, I mean, that's the thing, because it's we have that as the solution. And then the Republicans want to overturn even that. And that's like that's the position we're in. Because I was, I was like having a we are so cooked like moment in the last few days, because somebody was sharing around, I think it was a Reddit screenshot of some guy who said, yeah, I voted for Trump. Fuck Obamacare. I don't want Obamacare. I just want the ACA now. I'm just going to rely on the ACA. And everybody was like, those are the same thing. Do you understand those are the same thing? And it's like, I don't think that was an insignificant number of people who had a similar thought process. Yeah. Because it's when you like it, you call it ACA. And when you don't like it, you call it Obamacare.
Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%.
Cool.
We should call communism something else to trick people.
It seems to be that word.
We should call it like fun capitalism.
It's like patriotism.
Patriotism too.
Neo-patriotism.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. That's actually extremely good. I'm a neo-patriot. That sounds extraordinarily. That sounds like a faction in Alex Garland's Civil War. Like a right wing Death Squad faction.
Yeah,
the Neo Patriots.
That sounds like a ideology and like a Hearts of Iron mod, you know?
I don't know. Yeah. Maybe Nick Land's right, and just capital's total domination over everything is like inevitable, and we should just give in.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. I was ironically gonna be like, yeah, and I'm like, I can't. He started identifying as a hyper racist. I can't even ironically.
So, what is hyper racism? Is it like
leaning into eugenics and technology to actually functionally make separate races? Is my understanding of Nick Land's idea.
Do actual speciation.
Yes, like actually like lean into it. There's the new post-human race that's the bosses in society, and try to do that.
Just doing Elysium.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. That's kind of his position. Man. To my understanding of it, he's also like, as Alien always says on the show, and we always say, is like a deeply dense thinker that every time you think you understand him, someone will be like, no, you don't get it. So I'm probably not quite framing it right, but it's that. It's that.
A lot of the no, you don't get it. It's just cope.
To be fair, though, if you tried to read him, he isn't the most straightforward writer.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. I'm trying
just
to think
read
of
Mark Fisher. Don't read.
Mark Fisher's the good accelerationist.
Yeah. Out of the whole CCRU thing, Mark Fisher's really the only one. And I'm saying that as a person who has a lot of affection for like the early Nick Land, like the
meltdown shit,
the pre mental break. Well, I guess kind of right into the moment of the break. Like there was meltdown's kind of the first thing he does after the mental breakdown, and it's only downhill from there. But like kind of beginning through meltdown is like, oh, this is a smart guy who knows some things, but then he kind of drove himself crazy by reading too much theory and
doing amphetamines in China.
doing amphetamines and just staring at the computer.
This is why I always say, do not read theory.
That's the takeaway here.
That's what it is. Don't listen to the book club episodes.
No. It's not technically theory what we've read. It's been usually history.
Yeah, it's history. We'll read it. We'll bring in a theory in a theory book and just like grasp around while everyone tells us how wrong we are.
No.
I think he's saying this. I think that might be right.
And then someone's gonna yell at me and say I don't understand Hegel enough or something, and then I'm gonna just kill myself. I just like,
that one of my favorite memes is that meme where it's like LeBron James reportedly thought that Fichte's triad was Hegel's dialectic or something like that. That's like one of my that's like one of my favorite memes I've seen recently.
We're getting close to 2 hours. I'm trying to think if there's any Fruitless stuff we haven't hit up on, because I feel like we found a way to touch on most
Did you already
past
talk
episodes.
About the documentary episode that you did? About
Idiocracy?
Yeah, about it.
Unfortunately, while you were away, we did talk about that already.
Yeah. Great.
But yes,
that reminds me of just a quick thing, a little bit of self-promotion. On my Blue Sky page, I reposted a meme, like a low effort meme that I made like right after the election result. I posted it, and it was it's like it went like Blue Sky viral, which is like 60 likes. But that's like the meme is like it's really dumb. It's like the meme of like Arnold Schwarzenegger running out of Barnes and Noble, like me when I move all the Bibles to the fiction section or something, is like the original meme. I changed it to me leaving Barnes and Noble after I move all the Idiocracy to the documentary section, and it got like 60 likes, and I was really happy about that. But now I'm realizing that I think people don't realize that it was like irony. So I think
they're like, that is so true. Because I remember because you, I think it was on Wednesday, texted me and you said you need to go on Blue Sky right now and search Idiocracy documentary. documentary, and I did it, and there's just thousands of people saying the identical thing that morning.
Yeah.
I think I just re-downloaded Threads again.
How is Threads? Is it fun?
No.
It's terrible. It's so bad. It's worse.
Because it's like it's so funny how okay, so Twitter is now X, which is just 4chan, but it's the most valuable company for some damn reason. Or it's 4chan, but it costs $45 billion for some goddamn reason. And then I haven't done, but all these Twitter clones, they just resurrect it's just the most boring aspects of Twitter. None of the weirdness made it over because it's still just because it's in a lot of ways Twitter as it is now is kind of the true environment of weird Twitter. It's like it comes out of these something awful and 4chan guys kind of taking over this new startup, and it's just like it's just like the harshest normie millennial posting on Threads. That's
how Blue Sky was.
It's
for
all
a long
just
time.
Mental health bestie. Work sucks. That's just everything that's on there. I mean, true.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's wrong, but
that shouldn't be the only thing on there. Well, Blue Sky for the longest time was like that, but then it was also politics oriented people too. So it would be very Democrat brain, liberal stuff. Just no irony detection whatsoever. But I've gathered from poking around a little bit on it lately, but then also Alien and James has been using it regularly, that it has gotten a little more like Twitter in the last few months. And I think probably the biggest reason for that was the Brazilian exodus to Blue Sky after Elon refused to do the correct paperwork. And so the Brazilians, man, they know how to make a social media site good, I guess.
Amazing.
Speaking of, sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that. No, you go ahead. It's not important.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say, speaking of being Democrat brained and non-irony detecting, that's like me whenever I try to explain Eric Adams to somebody, and they're like,
"There we go. There's a reference we haven't done yet." There we go.
Yeah. The Eric Adams episode was very good. I was like. Every time I try to explain the Eric Adams thing, I stupidly start off with, even though I think it's hilarious, I start off with the PSA where he's like going through the house, taking down the picture and like showing that there's crack behind it, and like opening the jewelry box and there's like a gun inside, and I think it kills me, and like I'll tell people about it and they'll be like, well, yeah, like you need to be safe in your home. And I'm like, oh my God, no, you don't understand. It's really weird when you actually see it. Also, are you serious? Like they're like, no, you need to like make sure your kids aren't getting into anything. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. But yeah, that's me trying to explain Eric Adams to normies that like don't know who he like about all of his shenanigans. And then you try to explain the like New York is the Istanbul of America to them. It doesn't hit.
Man.
My haters, what was it? My haters are my waiters in the table of success.
Yes.
Or my haters
so
become my waiters.
Wait, and then the thing,
he's so cool.
The thing with the house, with the fake house in New York, where he's like, my son sneaks in here and stocks the refrigerator. And I was listening to this comedian do a set about it, and he was like, teenagers always putting food in the fridge. like he was like, any parents out there, their teenagers just constantly filling up their fridge with food. And I was like, oh, that's good.
That's good. My favorite Eric Adams thing, aside from getting bribed by the Turkish government, is his belief that he was a Sumerian monarch in a previous life.
That's so cool.
That's my favorite.
So cool.
It was so funny learning that when we were reading the book for the book club too. Oh man.
Do you think he would have done debt forgiveness?
Well, that's how like I had said, that's how I know he's not.
You know it's fake. Yeah.
Because he would have forgiven debts if he'd done that.
Yeah. What a guy. Really liked. Did y'all hit the Gemstones episodes?
We briefly touched on it, but yeah, those were so fun. Those were
some
so
of
fun.
my favorites. Yeah.
I'm not really I don't know, I'm not that happy with my performance on those episodes. I don't feel like I was firing all cylinders for any of them.
I think we were all pretty sleepy on those, to be fair.
On the Gemstones ones, I really liked it. I thought they were fun.
Good.
I thought they were fun. You're like, wow, I can just trot out slop for this guy. I can phone it in.
Well, I think it was on the stream, Jake, you had referenced that one of the episodes from the beginning of the year, and I was like assuming no one ever listened to it, was because you referenced the episode Content with Alien, which was me panicking dealing with not having like a Patreon guest cave in, so I just brought Alien on and we talked for an hour and then I called it good, and you like referenced that episode. I'm like, oh my god, somebody actually listening to that one.
Look, I'm a real listener. Look, I can't be a co-host on the podcast within the podcast and not like listen to the episodes.
Well, I appreciate that. That. Go ahead.
I really appreciated I really enjoyed the Alien episodes, the Kaufman for Lent episode.
Yeah, I really liked that one.
That was really,
I was really happy with how that came out.
Yeah, that was really tight. I never watched that movie, but it sounds like Kaufman's a really annoying person. Is my takeaway from that movie. It sounds like a person who's really annoying to talk to.
You're right. No, and then I also did that Short Bus episode with Alien. I really liked that one.
That's a good one.
I didn't listen to that one. I don't believe in mumblecore.
Short Bus isn't a mumblecore movie. That was half the joke.
It's Dog Me 95.
Oh man. Well, we haven't mentioned it yet, but
we're doing genre again.
Yeah. We're doing genre.
Genre's back.
No, I wanted to mention it briefly, not to discuss it too much, but I do like some of the ones I was like really happy about getting guests for. Some of the guests that I've been like really proud of having on was like Luke Savage at the beginning of the year.
That's a crazy get, by the way. That's awesome.
I was surprised he got back to me, and then once he got back to me, I knew I could get Will Sloan too, and I was really excited for that. And
extremely dope.
I think now it's I got to get Justin to Clue, and then I have the Will Sloaniverse officially done. So that was cool. And then Jesse Hawken recently, I really appreciated him coming on. So yeah,
I really like the Tad Delay episode.
Oh yeah,
that was good.
That's important. I need to re-listen to it.
It's probably pretty timely now.
I need to have him back now once I get a chance to read Ideology of Denial. Is that the name of the book?
That out?
His new book? Now? It is out now, I'm pretty sure.
I'd be interested to hear a post-election take.
Yeah.
I appreciate how sober-minded he is. He's like because it's kind of like, right, you want to go for the worst case gloom and doom, and he's just like, okay, for most people it's just like, how things kind of suck now? Well, they're just gonna slowly suck more for the rest of our lives.
We need to be prepared for that. We need to know how to deal with that, because I don't think that our lives have to suck more if we respond to the fact that the world is going to suck more correctly.
Yeah.
And that's I think going to be the theme of the next book once I get around to reading it, is the inability of our establishment and of even us to really address and deal with what's coming. So
awesome.
Yeah. Cool.
So happy.
That'll be uplifting.
Optimistic.
And inspirational.
Super uplifting. I was happy to get Austin Frerick on. Talk about food barons. Barons.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Too.
All of the worst of all possible world, guys.
Yep.
Yep.
Shout out to them. Like I said, they've been a huge help in both inspiring me to do the show and also helping me get something of an audience here. So whatever
every time they shout out Fruitless, I'm like, wow, that's so cool.
I know.
That's
same.
Incredible.
They've shouted out. One of them shouted out Manenberg before.
Yeah.
They did. Yeah.
No, yeah. It's so funny. Like the whole parasocial thing is when you're at like about the size like I am versus they are too, because we're not big enough that we can know each other, but I still have the celebrity thing of like, they said my name.
Yeah.
Hey, oh my
and it's
God.
like, right. It was so funny. Like, I mean, not, I guess we are on the record here, but like, I don't know, just kind of peering through the door on there. And it's like, I think of them as a successful podcast, and it's just like, they're also not making any money on it, basically. like it's
awesome. They're on the way too, though. I do think they're going to be sustainable here within a year or two. And I'm very proud of them for pulling that off.
I know. Yeah. It's right. Yeah. It's not a knock on the show at all. It's just like what I mean, it's just kind of funny reflecting on like my involvement in podcasting as a hobby for over 10 years, and just what the horizon of success has, because it's like,
you mean 50 years? 50
years.
Since 74.
Half a century. Fruitless podcast. I need that t-shirt now. I don't know. Yeah, it's you go right, there's a certain point where it's like, okay, there's no money in this, then all of a sudden, oh shit, there's a ton of money in this, and then that window closed in like 2 seconds. Now we're back into like, there's no money in this. We're, you know, and just kind of like, yeah, never being particularly successful at it, even when the getting was good, and now realizing, oh, the up and coming generations have less than zero interest in long form audio content, and we are just ham radio operators now, like beaming off our well, I mean, yeah, these projects that we use to kind of like justify our humanities degrees as we work office jobs.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, yeah, Josiah, maybe you should do that pivot. Get some of that dark money, man. Yeah, man.
I think that's the only way forward. I'm gonna have to talk about how like
infinite money for bullshit that they throw out.
I got to start doing episodes on how like the Barbie movie means that the society hates men or something.
Oh God,
that's the only way forward.
Oh man, my wife shared like a TikTok with me that was somebody going through a woke games list, and it had the like little blurb of like,
yes, the woke games list is awesome. The woke games list is so good.
Like it's so just the most insecure men like being made uncomfortable by like it was just down to like, oh, a female character kicks a man in the balls, you know, and that's like viewed as like woke.
Yeah,
assault
doesn't like Disco Elysium usually get thrown on those lists?
Oh yeah,
I always find that so funny.
Wait, I have to find it now because it's so. The Disco Elysium one is incredible. Okay, I'm on it. Let me find it.
Well, because like I always find that so funny because like I know, yes, the guys who make it have left wing politics. Like yes, the game has left wing politics, but it also like. Depending on what you mean by woke quotes, I don't think it is. Like, in the first day of the game, there's a little kid that calls you the F slur over and over.
Okay. Disco Elysium, the final cut. On the wokeness level, it is considered woke.
Of course.
Contains overtly pro-LGBTQ plus messaging. Features multiple LGBTQ plus characters, including the player character. Heavy social commentary regarding communism. Whether pro or anti is unclear.
It's so good.
I'm a fucking baby brain.
Like it's just like this is the tragedy of it all. Like these guys are not smart. They're taking over the world, and there's
cool? They're not winning. They're not cool. Why aren't they cool? So how can it be communist?
How can it be pro-communist? Because it talks about the communists losing or being annoying. No communists have ever thought other communists are annoying.
In case you were wondering, Farming Simulator 22 is is slightly woke because it contains subtly pro-LGBTQ plus messaging, no distinction between male or female during character creation.
I've wondered if people have gotten mad about this. Is Starfield on there?
Let's find out.
Because in the character creation screen for Starfield, instead of gender or sex, it just says body type.
Yes.
So that it's not, yeah.
So
this should be the episode.
You guys want to do another hour?
Scrap previous 2 hours. Yeah, we're just doing the woke video games list now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I
wait?
Okay.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just wondering if if I'm a producer tier on the Patreon, does that mean my suggestions for episodes count 3 times as much than a normal patron?
Yes. I'm friends with you, so that also helps it. Yeah.
Okay. So we should do an episode that's just the woke games list.
I mean, I would have a blast with that.
That would be very fun.
That would be a good Patreon episode.
Watch it be your most popular episode ever, and also somehow be the way a bunch of Nazis get in the Fruitless Discord.
Yeah, it's how I finally end up with death threats because of this podcast. Will be that episode.
Well, to get in the Discord, you have to pay money. So I mean,
that's right. So if you're gonna give me your money, sure. I hate wokeness or whatever.
Well, in case you were wondering, Starfield is woke, and it contains overtly pro LGBTQ plus and overtly pro DEI messaging.
It doesn't even mention the body type thing. That's even dumber.
It says pronoun selection, including the option for they, them, uses body type 1 and 2 instead of male, female. Improbably diverse NPCs in all areas.
Improbably diverse.
It is a fucking...
That's like the
only white.
An alien species taught humans how to use intergalactic flight. What are you talking about?
That's like when they're like, oh, there were no black people in ancient Greece or some shit.
Oh my god,
there is no black people in New Atlantis. God forbid.
They were a mere 20 miles from fucking. It's just everybody forgets that the entirety of the Bible took place in about 4 square blocks of Mediterranean coast. I don't know. It's right. No, that diversity of people existed in a very small geographic area.
Yeah.
There were black people in Europe in the Middle Ages. Sorry. Jesus fucking Christ. You can just keep walking. You can walk.
You take a boat from southern France to northern Africa.
In the course of a day. It wasn't that far apart.
Oh my god. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2.
Oh no.
Oh my god, yes.
Whoa.
Hit me.
Whoa. Contains subtly pro LGBTQ plus and overtly anti-free speech messaging. No distinction between male, female during character customization. Promotes COVID-19 masking and social distancing.
Yeah. No.
What? Wait, didn't Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 come out in 1999?
Oh, this is the
re-release.
The remaster.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does it just give you an option to put a mask on your character or something?
I'm sure. Yeah.
They made Tony Hawk Pro Skater woke?
What about GTA 5? GTA 5. Let's do it.
Okay.
And then we gotta probably wrap up here.
Yeah. Grand Theft Auto 5 is slightly woke. Because it contains subtly pro LGBTQ plus messaging and features multiple minor LGBTQ plus NPCs. Gay people are not allowed to even exist.
It makes fun of them oftentimes too, dude. They are just characters.
Just being in the world, just das eining. And you are you're woke. You're oh my god.
So okay,
have these guys ever met a person? Have they ever just walked outside?
No, obviously not. They've never met another human person. Oh my god!
Going back to Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
You mean Tony Woke Pro Skater?
Tony
That's
Woke
right.
Pro Skater. What's the anti-free speech thing? I am perplexed.
I have no idea. It doesn't
what are they talking about? Like, it's probably some guide, like probably a clause in the online portion that says hate speech will not be tolerated or something.
Oh, you know what? That might be.
Oh, that
might be what it is.
I can't stay.
Yeah.
Tony Woke is telling me I can't call my opponent a slur when I play on Xbox Live.
And that's it. That's
Tony, go to hell, Tony Woke.
I know we have to stop. But there's so many good ones. There's so many good. Another thing is a lot of them are like hentai games.
Incredible. I need the non-woke hentai game.
Yeah.
Give me your least woke hentai game, please. I can't have any gay people in my hentai game.
Yeah, none of that.
This hentai game is doing DEI.
I like the slight differentiation between woke and DEI is very funny to me.
It is so funny.
or just the fact that DEI, like, I mean, it's no one likes DEI. It is completely a creation of the corporate environment. It's not like an ideology that anybody actually ascribes to outside of HR professionals, right?
Oh, right. I always say that, and I think Matt Brunig makes this point too, is that like DEI in terms of like the stuff that goes on at companies is essentially useless because it's overseen by company management and the board of directors who can just do away with the DEI committee whenever they want.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't mean anything.
You need a union to enforce anti-discrimination provisions. Like, you need something outside of the company to support you against the company, because the company can just do away with it at any time, especially under an at-will situation.
That was there was big that was earlier this year. Like, everybody saw how things went with Bud Light, and all of a sudden all these Fortune 500 companies is like, we're done with the DEI thing. Enough people don't like it anymore that we no longer feel the need to even keep up the pretense.
Right. I've always the one that made me feel really crazy was CRT when they were obsessed with that one. And then in the transition, I just felt even more crazy when they were talking about how like these critical race theorists are pushing DEI on us. Because if you've read a CRT theorist, they don't like DEI.
Yeah.
That's one of their main things.
It's like DEI is really bad
is that
doing intersectionality
and fixed just by making everyone like less racist feeling. That's the whole point of CRT.
Yeah.
But they know that. And that's the problem. I fall into this hole with them because I'm like, that's not what it means. You're a dumbass.
And like, I can't come out and be like, when I'm talking with a liberal person and they're like, oh yeah, we need like more diversity and equity and inclusion and like that kind of stuff. And I'm like, well, I don't want to be like, well, what do you mean by that? Because then I'm immediately racist.
They poisoned the Republicans. Like, these right wingers have poisoned the well so much.
I know, right? You can't. It's like, for real, right? Yeah. There's Eddie pushback on this stuff. It's like the hollow signifiers of equality that they deign to let exist inside an office, and it's like, right? You can't even be grouchy about it without like alienating all of your coworkers.
yeah, exactly. You're immediately like the Alex Jones guy at your job.
No, I listened to Chapo Trap House. Ah, shit.
Oh shit! I said that. I'm getting fired.
My girlfriend has a really galaxy-brained opinion, which is that because I was explaining to her what like that CRT isn't actually being taught to grade schoolers. Like, grade schoolers aren't actually learning like critical theory, and she's like, they should. We should teach.
I'm with
we need to start. Okay, CRT. Well, critical theory. Okay, fuck yeah. Dialectic of Enlightenment on the 4th grade reading list. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
The children yearn. The children yearn for the theory of Walter Benjamin.
That's right. That's right.
They need their Adorno.
Yeah.
They need to read Adorno about jazz. That's what they
Josiah,
need.
you can cut that out if you want. I don't want to come across like I'm making fun of my girlfriend.
I don't think you are. I think
I
she
didn't
sounds
think it
like
was.
I didn't take it that. I took that as she has a great opinion.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. By the
But
way,
if you want me to cut it, I will.
No, it's whatever. No one's gonna listen to this. It's Fruitless. Who cares?
And on that note,
Fruitless.
we're wrapping
Who
up
cares?
here. Well, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. It's a good show. It's a good show. I like it.
I appreciate that. And you know what's one thing that people who support this show on Patreon get? They get their name read out at the end of every episode. Do y'all want to help me with that?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
We're so enthusiastic about reading the Patreon names.
All right, thank you everybody for it. James, go ahead and read the first name.
I drink corn syrup. Yum.
I am once again
Leo Zachary Dickinson.
Philip Cozy.
Vita Breva.
2007 Christian rock.
Aaron Thompson.
Attention Francis.
Derek Hale.
Gavin Aronson.
Joseph Gross.
Kyle Gannis.
Metric conversion.
Moss.
Nathan Thiessen.
Race car.
Regular sized horse. In parentheses, small.
Robert Hellman.
Steven, a.k.a. Spike Stonehand.
Oh, the worst of all possible worlds.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Is it actually Robert Heilman? I'm so sorry.
It is Robert Heilman. That's okay. That's okay.
It's Robert Heilman. I apologize, Robert.
Vicky Sutton. That name sounds familiar.
That's my mom. Thanks, Mom.
And of course.
Thanks, Josiah's mom.
And of course, Chris Parker.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Thank you for helping us read that. And thank you, all of you help a lot with the show. You guys help me do it. Both people whose names we read and also people on the mic right now. Yeah, this has been a blast. So
here's to 50 more years of Fruitless.
Yeah.
If I got to keep this joke going when we do the 100 when we do the 100 episode anniversary, I'm going to call it the Fruitless Century, I think.
That will be like, we have to read events that happened in, I don't know what year it will be when we hit 100 episodes, but.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we don't have to keep this in because it's just like, isn't the concept funny? But I don't know. There's something about that really captures like how time has felt since 2016. Like, it feels like we are stuck in 2016 overlaid with 2020 forever. And that's just,
we're doing Fukuyama too. It's happening.
Yeah.
History ended again.
Yeah, twice it turns out. Yeah. And now it's split into 2 tracks that are just playing at the same time over and over again.
And that is the worst when when you're listening to a bad DJ and they're switching from one track to another and it just it's the worst noise you've ever heard.
Like it's going to different tempos. Thank you everybody for listening, and I will see you later this month.
Yeah, here we come to your town. Gonna move that pit around. Yeah, here we come to your town. Gonna move that pit around. Por el fútbol, por Habana, por esas lágrimas, por Argentina 2. Quiso tapar la rescue, yeah, here we come to your town. Gonna move that pit around. He's a tap on the rescue. He's a tap on the rescue. Yeah, here we come to your town. Gonna move that pit around. in your name. Living your colors every day. Antifa Hooligan. When it's Sunday, this is your day. Can you raise your flags up high and hard on the pitch for 11? Together with a heart, Antifa Hooligan. When it's Sunday, this is your day. Qui sont capables de plus assurer? Qui sont capables de plus assurer? Yeah, here we come to your town. Gonna move that pin around. Qui sont capables de plus assurer? Qui sont capables de plus assurer? Yeah, here we come to your town. Gonna move that pin around. Sempre convoy, we're always by your side. There's no one left to tell. These emotions, they don't hide. Busting out of the bars with our flags and our scars to the stadium. You'll hear us singing, not today. No FIFA away. This is our day. Antifa Hooligan, this is our day. Not today. No FIFA away. Antifa Hooligan, kula shiner. Blanco veneno, ya no se pierde. Su life, hey, ole, 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 ole. Antifa Hooligan, this is our day. Ole, 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 ole. Antifa Hooligan, this is our day.
La industria pesada perdiendo frente a la Mozzarella. El balón lo despeja Cannavaro. Ahí recibe Podolski. Cannavaro. Ahí está balón para Gilardino. Gilardino con el balón, jugando la 1 contra 1. Gilardino del Piero.
Pisa la pelota Maradona, arranca por la derecha el genio del fútbol mundial y es el tercero a tocar por la derecha siempre Maradona, genio,
yeah, here we come to your town. Gonna move that pin around. Ils sont capables de plus assurer. Ils sont capables de plus assurer. Yeah, here we come.